Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to the leader in you. This is Catherine, your host, and we are back for another edition of Good Morning to the Leader in You. Well, we are in our 10-day countdown to the fourth quarter. October 1st is right around the corner. I want to encourage everyone, go strong these last 10 days. What do you have on your list to check off to accomplish? You still have time in these next 10 days. Write 10 affirmations today. This is what I want you to do. Once you finish listening to this podcast, I want you to write down 10 affirmations. And with these affirmations, I wanted to lead you into the fourth quarter. As you write down these 10 affirmations, I want you to think about what you want to manifest over the next 10 days. Nothing is unrealistic. All things are possible. Put them in sequential order and make it happen, right? So the power is in your hands to do or not to do. It is simply all up to you in terms of what you're going to do and manifest in these next 10 days. I tell you, sometimes is when we are against the wall or when we are in a confined period of time that the best is produced from a leader. That's why we call this show Good Morning to the Leader in You. It is about producing something that has never been seen before. And sometimes that production only happens when you're in a crevice, when you're in a tight spot, or when you're in a seasonal change in your life. We all are in a seasonal change. Naturally so, we're in a seasonal change, right? We're going into the fall season. And as we transition seasons in the natural, look at you in your life. Look at you in your business life, your family life. What season are you transitioning out from, and what season are you transitioning into? We have to be very clear in terms of what we're leaving behind that no longer serves us, that's toxic, that is past the expiration date, yet we try to still dwell in that moment, but it's expired, just like milk or a food product, and it has an expiration date on it. If you consume that product beyond the expiration date, now some may say you can, it still has a little, still a little grace period when it's still good, but it's not at its prime. It's not at its optimum best. The product is not at its optimum best. And sometimes that's how it is with us. We are staying in situations and it's past the expiration date. Yet we stay in it. And we think we are going to be able to operate in our optimum best, but we cannot. So we have to examine, what do we need to leave behind and what do we need to transition into? Now, as you write down your affirmations, 10 affirmations that's going to thrust you into 10-1, the fourth quarter. Be very intentional about each one that you write down. Very intentional. I'm going to write my 10 as well. And then every morning when you get up, before you start your work day, business day, I want you to recite one of those affirmations. So each day, give an assignment to each day. Each day, give an affirmation that you're going to recite to yourself, and you're going to meditate on that throughout the entire day. Now, it doesn't stop there. Of course, we have to have execution. We have to have action, right? That's coupled with what we want to do. We cannot just continue to speak the things, but not couple it with action. So again, we have to have the action. So when you write your 10 affirmations and you think about how you want to end this third quarter, think about what is attainable over the next 10 days. Now, even if you write something down that may not be attainable over the next 10 days, you can write down what you want to manifest in the fourth quarter, what you want to come in the fourth quarter, and how you want to conclude the fourth quarter. So in those 10 days, it could be a preparation phase. The 10 days could be a state of preparation to propel you into the fourth quarter. So think about it from all angles, okay? Think about it from all angles. So when we say good morning to the leader in you, we're saying good morning to what you shall be as you flow into the fourth quarter. And as you end 2020 and walk into 2021 strong and powerful and sure of who you are and sure of your leadership capabilities, right? Don't allow your mind to psych yourself out. What do you need to do this next 10 days to help lift and shift your level of thinking. Whether it's reading a book, whether it's exercising, whether it's praying, meditating, whatever it is you need to do, you need to shift your level of thinking. Because if you don't shift your level of thinking, you're not going to be prepared for what is to come for the fourth quarter. And actually, if we don't shift our level of thinking, even if that great thing that we've been praying for were to even come in our surroundings, we may not even be able to detect it because our mindset is still old and in the past. Our mindset hasn't shifted. So therefore, we may not even see the opportunity that's in front of us because our lens is foggy. Our view is foggy. We can't see clearly in front of us. Therefore, you may not even be able to detect your opportunity. Another thing I want to say, when these opportunities come for you in the fourth quarter, don't be afraid of a large opportunity that you've never seen before. Don't be afraid of an opportunity that you feel that you're not prepared for. All of these years have been preparing you for this moment, for this next, whatever your next may be, right? You've been preparing. You have been in the trenches building your business model. And all of those things that people probably haven't even seen, those early mornings that you get up, those late nights, right? And everything in between that no one even knows anything about has been preparing you for your next. Now, I want you to fill in the blank what your next is. I want you to take a second and think about what is your next. Thinking about what is your next season, your next step, your next movement, walking out of an toxic environment, walking into healthy relationships. No more psyching yourself out that you can't achieve greatness. No more saying, you know what, maybe I'm not the one. Maybe it's the next person to my left or the person to my right. I don't know if it's me. No more of that. This is your season. This is your hour. This is your moment. But you have to know it within yourself, and you have to grab this moment. You know, a lot of times there can be so many things in our environment that can throw you off balance. But over these next 10 days, this is another thing I want you to do. I want you to focus on getting your balance back. You know, when you're trying to ride a bike, it's a very tricky thing, and it's all about balance. And life is all about balance. Now, some may say, it's not a perfectly evened out, which is true. However, every person's balance will be different from the next. So you have to find out what your balance is, what makes sense for you in your course of your day, in the course of your week, in the course of your month. What balances you so that you can be effective in the area in which you're building your business, in the area in which you're building your organization, in the area in which you're building your leadership capacity. Because until you tap into your balance, things will be off kilter. And if things are off kilter, you're not going to be operating in your best capacity, right? And so what we all need to focus on is making sure we operate in our best capacity. In other words, we have to take things to the next level, right? I want us to think about right now, what does your next level even look like? Take a moment and think about, what does that look like? What does it feel like? Think about it for a second. Can you see yourself walking in purpose? Can you see yourself walking in destiny? Can you see yourself closing those deals? Can you see your organization multiplying into several states? Can you see yourself balanced? Can you see yourself living in a healthy state of mind? Can you see it? The reason why I ask you if you can see it, because if you can't see it, it cannot be manifested. Once you see it, then I want you to write down what you see and then write down the action steps that it's going to take to manifest it. Listen, guys, we're in the countdown to the fourth quarter. If anybody needs assistance with business plan development, strategic planning, acquiring your 501c3 tax exempt status, reach out to me. Send me an email, ct at katherinetrotter.com. Check out my website for more information about all of my business services, www.katherinetrotter.com. Listen, continue to visualize what you see. Once you do that, write it down and write the action steps. And let me tell you something. I'm going to see you at the top. I'm going to meet you in the fourth quarter.